Hey, Victor Valley News Group, this is Hugo. Just bringing you guys an update here on a triple fatal traffic accident that occurred earlier this morning. This is on the outskirts of Adelanto, borderline of El Mirage, here on El Mirage Road. Most of you have probably already read the article by now that was published. And so basically, I will recap with you guys what occurred here. Just give me one moment. Please let me know if you guys can hear me okay. I appreciate any feedback. Right now, you're looking at a live shot. This is, again, on El Mirage Road. The coroner officials have already arrived here on scene. They are in the process now of removing the bodies and transporting them back to their facility where, proper identification can be made, and then next of kin will be formally notified. I'm told, though, the family members are aware of this accident, at least for the occupants of the SUV. Perfect. Thank you guys for the feedback. I appreciate it. So 3 people lost their lives here in this accident, and 3 others sustained injuries. The collision occurred early Friday morning at around 5:38 a.m. on this February 7th, 2025 on El Mirage Road. This is west of Koala Road, which is where I'm at right now on Koala Road, and I'll show you. I'm pretty much zoomed in right now to show you guys what's happening. Earlier I was a little closer. Unfortunately, with the reception, it's not that good out here, so I hope the reception is okay and you guys can see exactly what's going on. So I do have some footage that I'm going to share with you guys of what the accident scene looked like earlier today. So 1 second here while I get that put up. Yep. Let's see here. So again, this is happening near the west of the intersection of Koala Road and El Mirage Road in Adelanto. The collision involved this SUV that you're looking at here. It's a 2001 Chevy Tahoe and this red Honda sedan. You can see both of them sustained damage to the front of each of the vehicles. There was a what appeared to be one of the spray painting devices that came out of the back of the SUV, which had white paint there was white paint spread around the SUV, and even one of the deputies had paint on his shoes and on his clothing. I'm assuming from when he was one of the first to pull up on scene and trying to do what they could to help. When first responders arrived here, they did confirm that there were a total of 3 people who had lost their lives. We're back to a live shot right now, and I'm going to go back to reading some of your comments here. Yeah, so the reception is not that good. That's why I didn't go live earlier. I moved further back, hoping that it would get better, but it seems to still not be working very well. The reception out here is just not that good. So I'm going to cut it short, but I'm told that inside of the SUV, there were 5 occupants. And 2 of them were pronounced deceased. 3 of the others, one of them was critically injured and airlifted, and the other 2 were transported to local area hospitals. The driver of the red sedan was pronounced deceased at the scene. So that's what's happening here on El Mirage Road, and the roadway is still closed in both directions. Again, the coroner has already arrived on scene, and they are working now to remove the bodies. And once they do that, the tow trucks will arrive, and then they will take the vehicles, and then the roadway will be reopened. There is a citizen patrol out here at the corner of Koala and El Mirage that is directing traffic. A lot of people are attempting to come this way, heading towards like Lancaster, Palmdale area, but they're having to detour back around. So just be advised that the roadway is closed right now in both directions. You cannot go through here, but it is closed, so you'll have to find another route until they clear this whole thing up. Perfect. Thank you guys for the feedback. I appreciate it. This is on El Mirage Road, west of Koala Road. It's between Richardson and Koala. Two vehicles, a red Honda and a 2001 SUV GMC, were involved in a head-on collision. According to preliminary reports, the Honda, for reasons still unknown, veered into the oncoming traffic. The Honda was coming the direction that I'm in now, so it was going eastbound, and the SUV was going westbound. The Honda veered into the path of the SUV, and then the vehicles collided. The impact was very traumatic, causing fatal injuries to 3 people. The driver of the SUV, a rear passenger of the SUV, and the driver of the Honda, all 3 were pronounced deceased on scene. A helicopter landed nearby and transported 1 critically injured person from the SUV to a trauma center, and then 2 other occupants from the SUV were also injured and transported to local area hospitals. So that is what's happening right now, and I'm going to show you guys again some of the footage that I shot earlier today so you guys can see what the damage was like on the vehicles. That's the red Honda. You can see a significant front end damage, and again, the driver in that Honda was pronounced deceased at the scene. This is the SUV. You can see it has also major damage for being, you know, such a big vehicle. It sustained a lot of damage. There was a device, like a painting device, that was thrown from the SUV into the desert area, and it looks like maybe they were painters or something. The coroner officials have already arrived on scene. They're in the process now of doing what they have to do, and then they're going to recover the bodies and transport them back to the facility, and then the identity of the deceased will be released either by them or by the sheriff's officials. But that's here again near Koala and El Mirage Road would be the nearest intersection. A lot of people are going this way to get to like the back way to get to Palmdale, Lancaster area, but just be advised that it is closed probably for at least another hour, and then they're going to reopen it. But this is what the scene looked like. You can see both of the vehicles ended up on opposite sides of the road. The Honda is over on the in the eastbound lanes, and then the SUV is in the westbound lanes. And this has been going on since about before 6 a.m., so like 5:40-ish. And yeah, it's a very tragic morning here in the Victor Valley, Adelanto to be exact. And it's the outskirts. If you go about a mile further up, it's kind of like the county line. So it just happened to be in Adelanto, but this is, you know, out here towards kind of going towards like El Mirage. It's on El Mirage Road. And it is very heartbreaking. I'm going to read this comment by Ben. He said, "Wow, 1 minute you're here and next you're gone. So sad. Prayers for the family." And that's very, very absolutely accurate. And it's a sad reality that, you know, that we have to live with. I'm going to go back here to a live shot. Again, the reception is not that good, so I hope that the video and the sound is okay, because the reception is there's just not very good service out here right now. Yeah, someone said they should make these, Albert said they should make these 2-lane roads a little bit wider. Maybe a little bit of a chance to see the car coming into your lane and avoiding the head-on collision. These roads are been around for a long, long time. So with a lot of people in this area now, you know, it might be time. And I'll show you guys just back over here. 1 second here. Let me adjust you can see even the bus, which is number 32. They're going to even be turned around right now. Again, there's the citizen patrol. He's been out here for a while, since I got here, directing all the traffic, letting people know that the road is closed. Very nice man. And, you know, everyone has to turn back around. The bus is going that route. I don't know if that's its regular route or what, but you can see the bus went that way. And again, this is near the intersection of Koala Road and Mirage Road. Thank you guys for the feedback. Appreciate it. So again, if you're planning on coming this way, wait about an hour or so. The roadway has been shut down since about since before 6 a.m. when the collision occurred. It happened around 5:30, 5:40, right around there, and it's been shut down ever since then. So the coroner is already here. They came from down the hill. They have to come up this way, and then they have to, recover the bodies. But this is back to the live shot here. I'll zoom in so you guys can kind of see. There's the Coroner SUV and the little white vehicles that are probably hard to tell what you kind of we're far away, so you couldn't really see a lot. And I didn't want to show what was happening up close because right now they are in the process of recovering those bodies. So out of respect for the families, we never want to show anything like that. But I can let you guys know that when I got there, there was 2 bodies outside of the SUV that were laid, and covered up with the white sheet, but they were on the outside of the SUV, and obviously they attempted to perform life-saving measures on those males, and they were pronounced sadly deceased at the scene. The driver of the red Honda was still in the car, and so you really couldn't see, that individual, but that person was pronounced deceased as well. But yeah, the coroner officials are here, and they are in the process now of taking the deceased. And once they do that, the tow trucks will get here, and then they're going to remove the cars, and then they can reopen the roadway. So that's what's happening. Thank you guys. You can read the article. It's live right now on VVNG.com. Has some pictures of the vehicles as well. And then once we have more information on the identities, we'll be able to release that. I can let you know that the family of the occupants from the SUV, they arrived moments after the collision. One of the people that was injured in there was able to call them and say, "Hey, we were in an accident," and I'm told that they don't live very far from here. So, not sure if they had just left home and were on their way to work, but there is a spray painting machine that was near there, and again there was white paint from the SUV that was kind of spread out throughout the area. One of the deputies even had it on his shoes and on his pants. And I'll just show you guys the videos that I took earlier today, again right before I end the live here with you guys. This is the red Honda that was involved. You can see the front end damage that it has. And then this is the SUV that was also involved. You can see where they impacted. A lot of damage to both of the vehicles. The spray machine that I'm talking to you about right now, there it is right there. It was thrown into like the desert. And this is when the coroner officials started to arrive and evaluating the scene as to what occurred here. But that's the latest here, guys. That's happening in Adelanto on the outskirts. Happened on right before 6 a.m. this morning. So I'm going to read this comment by Jose Jimenez. Thank you. What he just said right now is that nobody was racing. No, the red car tried to pass the car in front of him and merged into the opposite lane, hitting the black SUV head on. Wow, I guess maybe were you in the area, Jose? Were you like? That's. Yeah, the Tahoe. I've seen Tahoes in many accidents, and I have to say this one here is probably one of the most damaged ones that I have seen. It's a very big vehicle, and it's bulky, and so you can see they're bringing down the stretcher where they're getting ready to transport the first body. There's no body on there yet. They're just bringing it down, and they're going to probably be transporting from there onto the stretcher to put into the back of the SUV that they transport the bodies in. So Jose said I stopped and assisted. Thank you. I appreciate your comment and shedding some light on what occurred here. But the roadway should be reopening in the next hour or so. That's what's happening here. It's been shut down now for a few hours. Thank you all for watching. Please stay safe out there and give yourself extra time to get to your destinations. You can always read more of this article and other stories on VVNG.com. Somebody just asked what happened, so I'll recap. This is a head-on crash that occurred between a SUV and a Honda vehicle. The vehicles collided head-on. The driver of the Honda died at the scene. The driver of the SUV died at the scene. The rear passenger in the SUV died at the scene. So altogether, 3 people have died in this collision here. And in the SUV, there was a total of 5 people. 3 of them, one of them was critically injured and flown to a trauma center. The other 2 were transported by ambulances to the area hospitals. And we're waiting to get more information on the injuries of the person that was airlifted to find out, what their condition is now. But so 3 people lost their lives. 1 was critically injured and airlifted, and then 2 others were transported to the local hospital. And thank you guys. Stay safe out there. Till next time, my name is Hugo. You can read more at VVNG.com. Okay, en español. I'm going to say it in Spanish now for the people that are watching in Spanish. Ahorita estamos en vivo de un accidente que pasó aquí por la calle El Mirage, cerca de Koala Road. El accidente ocurrió como a las 5:30, dentro de 5:30 a 5:40 de la mañana, entre un coche Honda rojo y un SUV GMC 2001. Los 2 carros chocaron de frente. Cuando pasó eso, el conductor del carro rojo murió aquí y el conductor del SUV GMC también murió. El pasajero que venía atrás del conductor murió. En total 3 personas murieron aquí. Y les voy a enseñar el video del carro. Este es el carro rojo que el conductor murió. Y este es el SUV que 2 personas murieron ahí. Venían 5, se me hace que eran 5 hombres adentro del SUV. Y los otros fueron heridos. Uno lo volaron a un hospital. Aquí llegó el helicóptero y de este lugar lo llevaron a Antelope Valley, el hospital de allá. Y otras 2 personas dentro del SUV los llevaron a hospitales locales. Y ahorita está el Coroner que está levantando los cuerpos y los van a transportar para el lugar donde se los llevan y van a hacer la identificación de las personas que murieron. Y ahorita es lo que está pasando. Ahorita la calle está cerrada en los 2 lados, dentro de El Mirage Road y Koala Road. Y este es en vivo ahorita. Es lo que está pasando. El artículo está en la página de VVNG, VVNG.com. All right, guys, stay safe out there.